From the pitch, swung at a little too soon.
Strike three, you're out.
To the joke told at the wrong time. To barely missing your connecting flight.
This is the final boarding call for Flight 109 to Chicago.
Timing is everything. The same is true for your Social Security benefits. Take them too soon and you could leave a lot of money on the table. Take them too late and you might spend down too much of your savings. Everybody's situation can be different, but taking your Social Security benefits at the right time is important for your retirement success. Phillip Statler at Statler Financial understands Social Security and can help you make decisions that are best for you and your retirement dreams. Call 863-285-3815 to start optimizing your benefits. With Social Security, timing is everything, so don't delay. Call Phillip Statler at Statler Financial today. 863-285-3815. That's 863-285-3815. Our firm offers insurance services and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Advisory services offered through Statler Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisory.
Point FM. Tis the fray, tis morning, Dave. Tis 8:39 here. It's 21 before 9, and as always, we check in to see what's going on Wall Street first thing in the morning, give you a heads up as to what could happen to your retirement accounts during the day while you're busy trying to make them better. Let's check in with Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services and see how the weekend went for him. Phillip, good morning. How are you?
You know, Dave, most of it was well. Yesterday was kind of a sad day. You there?
Yeah, now I am fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. How about a sad day? Yeah, but Coach Bowden passed away.
Coach Bowden passed away, so it made for a sad day yesterday. But, hey, you know, Friday was kind of a mixed bag, and today we're going to just kind of keep on that same theme with a mixed bag going forward.
Yeah, mixed bag and almost the opposite bag. Yeah, on Friday to set the table, Dow set a new record close. We ended up at 35,208. That was up 144 points. Standard & Poor's, another record as well. It didn't sound as impressive, only up 7.5, but 44.36.5 is a record for that. NASDAQ was off, but only 59 points. Wasn't even that big a shedding of points even on the NASDAQ exchange. Happy days are here again. Darn the COVID-19 full speed ahead, right?
Well, that's true. And let's face it, Friday was a good day for the Dow and the S&P 500 because they both hit new intraday and closing highs as we headed into the weekend. I mean, the first week of August, you can't expect a lot, but that was really good coming off of July. And that first week was, July was a little upsy and downsy. And so good news there. We were heading up today. We're going to give back some of those gains, Dave, but this Delta variant is causing a little concern in the marketplace.
It is waking a few people up and making them wonder as to what's going to go on. Yeah, with the two new records on Friday, it needs to be mentioned that I know August is historically, one of the least productive months on the stock market. And starting out with a bang on the 7th of the month, turning in a couple of new records, that probably wasn't what conventional wisdom would go for.
No, it probably wasn't. But again, I think that we may be in for a little bit of a ride this month, just given what we're seeing, with the COVID and Delta related stuff there and how that's impacting again. I read an article on supply chain issues. And so, again, this continues to affect our supply chain, which is just not going to be good news in the fourth quarter as we head into Christmas time. I can see that will be a challenging time if we can't get this supply chain figured out.
Yeah, when retail sales start going through the roof anyway, having all of our retail supplies stuck on boats parked off the coast of California, that does not bode well. Also could bode very much for an increase in the inflation rate as demand pushes prices up.
Well, that's right, because if you can't get it, people are willing to pay more. To keep the kiddos happy. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But I'm just, with all that's going on right now, it does give us some concern for some volatility.
Absolutely. And, when we start hitting record highs in a time where it's not necessarily being supported by all the factors, that's almost the definition of what happens volatility-wise. Speaking of things going on Wall Street, it's a very slow start to the week. It always is on Monday, but Monday is going to be a barn burner. My ticker has something like 400 issues reporting earnings for the last quarter. Almost none of them before the bell this morning, which means we're kind of flying on what we've got for predictions and nothing else. You do have a couple of reports, though, from companies we've heard of, and I'm looking at the top of one of them. Tyson Foods evidently really kicked Boutte in the quarter, huh?
Yeah, they really did. They beat by over $1 a share. They came in like $2.70 versus $1.62 that was expected. Revenue was also above expectations. They were benefits of strong consumer demand, as well as we saw more and more restaurants opening up last quarter. And so they benefited from that also. They're trading up almost, not quite 2.75% this morning at 73.06 right now.
Yeah, they're right up toward the top of my big winner list, and I was kind of relieved to see that too, because remember, Tyson was one of the meat processing plants that had some COVID shutdown issues last year. Means they're evidently got all that fixed and they're back at full production and selling like gangbusters.
Well, yeah, I don't know. If you look at chicken prices, it used to be you could get stuff at 99 cents a pound. You're not going to see that in a while.
No, and given the fact that I'm one of those guys that lives on bachelor food and that stuff from Tyson that I can throw in the microwave, I noticed that firsthand.
I bet you did.
The Oracle of Omaha also ended up in a reporting news item. I gather we got some Berkshire Hathaway news, do we?
Yeah, we do. They reported their second quarter earnings increased by 7%. I don't have the exact numbers of what they were, but it was an increase of 7% over the last quarter. So that was good news there. They're seeing a rebound across all their businesses, including railroads and energy companies, obviously. And so they're not, if you look at the A shares, they don't change much because they're valued at $430,160 right now. Yeah. But they do say the B shares are up about 1.2% right now.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking at them. The B shares for Berkshire Hathaway almost look normal at $289 a share.
Yeah, they do. So it's one of those things, but that is their B class share. So, but the other one I have for you today, another earnings that we have is U.S. Foods. They service a lot of restaurants. That's their main deal. Is their main distributor for those guys, and they beat the street for the second quarter. Substantially again, kind of like Tyson, more than double expected. They came at 58 cents a share compared to the 22 cents they were expected. A revenue beat as well. Again, they're benefiting because restaurants are opening back up. People are going out to eat. Those things are good for the food industry. They're trading up significantly this morning, up 6.3% right now.
All right. I'm looking at the week, and I'm seeing a, quote, relatively quiet week as far as market moving. I would imagine that Wednesday is going to be the day that might be the most important of the bunch, because that's when we get the read on the consumer price index. Beyond that, we're into the second week of the month, and that's one of those times where we start kind of getting down a little bit in the weeds as far as company earnings. We're going to be driving our stock markets this week, I'd assume, mostly by company earnings and then the inflation number. Is that a fair guess?
I'm guessing so. You're right. We have CPI comes out on Wednesday, and then of course we got the PPI producer price index comes out on Thursday, along with the initial jobs number claim, initial unemployment claims, and then Friday will be the import price index. So we're all looking at prices, right, going for this week, and we'll see how they turned out for last month.
I want to see the container ship count off of California. We need to start making that one of the economic reports. Keep hearing the legend about that. I really want to know how many there are out there. Resetting the table for the morning, it was an up day for the blue chips on Friday, a pretty darn good one, as a matter of fact, with two new records on both the Dow and the S&P. NASDAQ was off, but not by a run and ton. We kind of alluded to it. It's kind of the reverse of it this morning. 45 minutes early. Where are we, sir?
Well, right now, like I alluded to earlier, it is a mixed bag with the Dow and the S&P 500 getting some red ink this morning. We've got the Dow down 0.3%. That's about $105. The S&P 500 is down a little over 0.1% down, which is a down about $6. And then the NASDAQ's heading up about 0.1% this morning as we look at things getting going. If we look at the commodities front, we got a lot of red ink this morning, Dave. We got the the silver index is significantly getting beat up this morning, down 1.9%. Down to, this number is just, it's down to $23.85 an ounce. That's a significant drop from Friday's close. And then gold's not much better. It's down 1.1%, down to $1,743 an ounce. Again, that's way off the 1,800 that it had been running. And then crude oil is getting hammered, also down 3.5% this morning. I've got to think that that's COVID related, down $2.42 to $65.86 a barrel.
I think I agree with all of the outlying countries in Europe doing more shutdowns and more constraints on trade. Demand expectations on crude going to be down. It's the only reason I can think of for it to be down that much.
It is. I mean, and that's really the only thing is that as this Delta variant continues, there are less and less people traveling. I know, Church Sunday was down significantly in attendance.
No, it wasn't mine as well. Overseas markets, Asia was up, not monstrously, but up. The Chinese composite was up by more than 1%. The rest of the indexes in the 0.5% range. That at the close this morning. Europe is looking at our futures and going, off again, red ink, but just a small amount midway through their trading day. Figuring out what's going on takes a lot more time than the average investor has, Phillip, and the day-to-day can really get upsetting. Get a coordinated plan to fix your retirement plans and make sure you can count on what you got when you get there. How do I find you to get that assurance?
And then give us a call at 863-382-0037. The closer you are to retirement, the more important risk is, and you need to know what that number is. Check out our website at statlerfinancial.com. Join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 730.
And I look forward to having you back here tomorrow morning. Phillip, thank you so much. You have a good day.
All right, man. You too.
Thank you. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate it as we run into and start the second week of August. Kids going back to school, a lot happening as our lives get back on track because of school going back. So with that, I hope you have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you guys again tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.